Hello guys, welcome to the 6th meeting of our online architectural course. Today we'll learn how to draw rectangle, do some chamfer, fillet, others call it fillets. Either way, either of them you are right. And then also change the width of our rectangle. There are two ways to draw a rectangle. The first method is by specifying the two diagonal corners, this corner and this corner, or this corner and this corner. The second one is by specifying the length and width of the rectangle. Specify the length and the width of this rectangle. Now let's start the rectangle command by using one of the following. The first method is by typing rectangle in the command line or by typing REC in the command line. REC in the command line. Then you get your rectangle. The second one is by locating it at the draw panel. So when you go to the draw panel, this is the rectangle. You left click on it and then automatically it's been activated or it's been started. Starting with the two diagonal corners method. The first thing you have to do is to activate your rectangle as I said earlier. Then you locate your first corner of the diagonal and you left click on it. So let's say this part is my first corner of the diagonal. You left click, you drag the mouse pointer or the mouse cursor to the other diagonal or to the second diagonal corner, then you left click on it. You are done. The second one is by specifying the second method, which is by specifying the length and the width of the rectangle. Initially, how to activate your rectangle command. Then you specify your first point, your first reference point. You specify this time you will not drag and click on the opposite on the opposite corner. You just type D, or you locate the dimension at the command line. Then you click on it. So you can see from the command line, specify length for rectangles. The length is always the horizontal, and then width is for the vertical. So let's say our length is 3000. You type it, you press space bar. Then our width is 2000. Space bar. So this is our reference point. So as you can see, wherever I move the cursor changes the position of the rectangle with respect to the reference point. So you move the cursor to wherever you want to place it, then you left click. You are done with drawing of the rectangle. Now let's learn how to do some chamfers to our rectangles. You're going to activate your rectangle command. Then you locate chamfer at the command line. This is it. Or you type C, then you press enter or space bar. So from the command line, it says specify first chamfer distance for rectangles. After specifying the first chamfer, it will again tell you to specify the second chamfer length or distance for the rectangle. And let me teach you something here. For AutoCAD, it starts its reading from the extreme right side and from the bottom to be precise. So it starts its chamfer or its reading from this side and it moves in an anti-clockwise direction. So for this point or for this corner, the first chamfer distance is the horizontal, then the second is the vertical. When you move on to this second point or this second corner, the first chamfer distance is the vertical and the second is the horizontal. When you move to the third one, the first is the horizontal, the second is the vertical. Then the last point, first is the vertical, the second distance to is the horizontal. So let's key in our chamfer distance. Let's say our first chamfer distance is about 600. You type, then you press enter. Then you can see specify second chamfer distance for rectangles. So let's say our second chamfer distance is 300, or let's say 450. You press enter. Then it says specify first corner point. Right, you specify your reference point, then you move it to the opposite diagonal corner, then you left click. So that's it for the chamfer. Now when you look at the third one that we'll be doing, which is the fillet or the fillet, it's almost the same process as the chamfer. For that one too, you have to activate your rectangle command. You locate fillet at the command line, or you type F, then you press enter. Specify fillet radius for rectangle. I forgot to tell you what the fillet is. A fillet is a rounded corner, and then it automatically draws at the corners or the four corners of the rectangle. In this situation, in this manner, we have a special fillet that you can do it manually to any corner that you want. But when you come to that of the rectangle fillet, as in doing it straight from the rectangle command, it does it at the four corners of the rectangle. Same thing applies to that of the chamfer. Alright, so let's say our radius for the rectangle is that of 900. You specify, you press enter. Then you specify your reference point. Specify your reference point, then you left click. The next thing on our list or on our topic is the width. This is how to go about it. You activate your command as usual. Then you locate the width at the command line, or you type W, then you press enter or space bar. So from the command line, you can see specify line width for rectangles. So let's say line width, let's specify line width of 100. Then specify your first point. You drag and click at the opposite point. So for this one, it has taken the fillet property that we just did. Right, it has taken the fillet property that we just did. That's why you've seen the corners rounded. So even for this one, you can see that the width of this rectangle has been increased. It has some line thickness, but this is not actually line thickness. This changes the line. I don't know how to say it, but let's say it's the width of the line. It changes the width of the line. That's all. So that is it for today, and hope we meet next time. Thank you for watching, and please do well to subscribe and leave your comments and suggestions at the comment section. Thank you.